Hello. Hi. Buenas tardes. I hope everything is okay. I haven't checked my audio, so please let me know. I think with the upgrade of camera, the audio seems to be better than the old camera, so hopefully it's okay. But let me know if it's not. Just message me through Skype to say sound is good, sound is bad. We can hear you, we can't hear you. All is well. So I'll just assume that. Oh, my phone. There's my phone. Oh, it's here. It's in my pocket. I thought it was downstairs then. I'm going to assume the audio is okay, unless I'm told otherwise. So I'll just put myself active on Skype so you can message now. Oh. Hi, Alice. Alice. Hi, Alice. I didn't see that one last time. Hi, Alice. Okay, so I'm active. If you would like to, oh my God, oh no, I just pressed something with my phone. Yikes. Okay, I won't put it there. I'll put it this side. If you'd like to ask a question or talk to me, you have to first of all friend me on Skype. My Skype. Oh, Alice, add me on Skype. My Skype address is just my name, Rebekah Maroon. So you can do that, and then you can write questions to me during the live stream. My phone's not responding. What's going on? So yeah, you can just do that. Let me try again. Let me shut down Skype and accept. Okay. Yeah, you can just message on Skype, basically. I'll put it here again. I'll try it without pressing any buttons. Okay. So welcome to this evening's talk, online talk. I do non-duality talks every Thursday at 6 o'clock. That's UK time, 6 p.m. So welcome. I apologize for the terrible background. I know it's not very good, but it's the best I can do at the moment. The best I can do. I'm sure if you Google or YouTube the best backgrounds to stream with, it won't say to it won't say to have this background. It won't say have a bit of wardrobe, a bit of a screen, a bit of a curtain, a bed, a wall, a cooker on the side. But hey. So I'll just speak for a little while and then I'll open for any questions. Itchy boob, sorry. I have an itchy boob, but I'm using I have an itchy boob, but I'm using my Vipassana skills to not itch it. My hardcore Vipassana skills. Yeah. It will subside by itself. Okay, so what's the title? It is Sitting in Yourself, I remember. Sitting in Yourself. That may sound like a very strange title. It's quite funny how it's funny how things change. Like it's funny how things change. Like, I was speaking to some people recently about spirituality, and I realized that what I would call spirituality, or what I think of as spirituality, isn't. Like, to hear their take on spirituality was quite shocking. And I remembered, oh yeah, spirituality to me is about awakening. It's about this deconstruction of who you think you are, this discovery of what you are beyond the character, beyond the person, this awakening to yourself, or this awakening beyond personal. But and I would call that spirituality. But spirituality, the way the mainstream talk about it, and I've really forgot about it, like talking to spirits, what was she saying, talking to spirit, going to spiritual church, communing with angels, these really weird things that I've forgotten about. That's, oh yeah, that's spirituality, of course. It's just funny how things, your ideas change, and you forget what you used to think and how you used to see things. That was really eye-opening to me this week. So yeah, just being careful with how I forget that that's not the way it usually is meant. So yeah, it's really interesting. So sitting in yourself can sound very strange. I'm sure it sounds very not non-dual, because that's the way non-duality tends to be spoken more without saying personal pronouns, or, you know, very hardcore way of speaking. It's just funny to lose all of that, to lose any ideas of what non-duality is, to lose these ideas we pick up from listening to speakers speak about it, like to actually go deeper beyond the ideas and concepts and ways of speaking, and to really lose control of that, to really lose that religion, to really lose your belief in anything to do with mental understanding or mental knowing. Like, it's really beyond that. It really is beyond that. I was hearing a speaker, I heard some of it, I couldn't really listen to it. It was very no offense on him, it was just the way he spoke, but it was very I couldn't listen to it for very long. It was just too, he was saying the right things, the right concepts, the right language, but it was very heady, but very dry, but very I don't know, I just didn't resonate with it beyond the language being spoken. Yeah, just interesting. Anyway, that wasn't what I was going to talk about. Sitting in yourself, that was it. Maybe it is linked to that. So sitting in yourself, it's really beautiful, really beautiful. If you go beyond what your mind has learned, what your mind is saying about it, if you can feel that sitting in yourself. What I mean by that is, normally we believe we are, who this self is a person, is somebody who you can describe and talk about their experiences, what they've been through, their memories, their upbringing, their background, their family, their situation, their circumstances, their job, their hobbies, their interests, their aversions, their hopes, their dreams. So that, I would say, is a personal identity, the identity of a character or a person, you could say. It's the storytelling part, the storytelling ability we have to say, I came in the room, I went to get my car MOT'd this morning, I went to do the school run. I had a chickpea curry for dinner and naan bread. Very nice. That's just part of storytelling. That's the functioning of being human. We have language, we can communicate and talk about things and express things in words. So that isn't what I'm talking about. That's normally who we think we are. We are limited to that story of someone. But that's not who we are. That's not what this is. Oh God. This I'm not sure what that was. This not experience, but this, whatever this is, isn't limited to that story. So normally that story kind of fills the whole experience. It fills the screen, the story of someone moving in time. But that's not really true. That's a form, a movement appearing. Just a movement appearing. And so what is being pointed to and described and talked about here is you could say, it's often said, a movement beyond that, or a movement outside of that, or a shift outside of that, a waking up of outside of that, a revealing of outside of that limitation, that limited dream of someone, of time. And it sounds quite radical and quite extreme, and it is really radical and really extreme, but at the same time it's also a naturalness to it. It's a natural birthright obviousness to it, like it's going back to what we naturally are. So in that way it's really natural and really like ordinary and normal, but it's so spectacular to not be in that story and to not be locked in that dream, to not be limited to that particular configuration of someone. Like to live, for there to be life going on, but for it to not be anyone's, for it to not be contained, for it to not be like true, or the primary reality. And then some say this can be an instant thing, where it's an instant snapping out of the dream. And then some say it's a gradual unplugging from the system, unplugging from the dream, and just a sitting back in yourself, a recognition of what you are beyond the movement, beyond the illusions of time, beyond the illusions of movement, of story, of form. And it really is the most natural thing. It's what's being looked for. But the looking for it can only be contained in that limited dream. Trying to find it in that limited dream. Is it this? Is it this? And never finding it in that. Never finding it in the confines of time. The confines of abstraction, of projection, of images, of storytelling. And that not finding it in storytelling, in projections, in time can seem quite hopeless, or it may bring up feelings of anger or frustration or despair. And that's understandable that the person would feel like that. But it's right here. Even when there's feelings of hopelessness or despair or anger, it's right here always. And it just seems to be this resonance of it, this resonance, whether it be through a book and you resonate with the book, or through having a teacher and resonating with the teacher. And it seems to begin to break this, or make this cloud of you, this cloud of the person, thinner and thinner. Or it begins to even make it stronger, like in a way, like you get to, it highlights the attachment, it highlights the cloud for what it is. Because normally the cloud isn't seen, it's just normal, it's just the way it is. And when you begin to question and look into your experience, look into the suffering, look into what's going on, the despair, the suffering, the seeking, it begins to not increase it, but it's seen for what it is. Whereas normally it's subconscious, it's repressed, it's ignored, it's covered up with seeking. And so in this clarifying and seeing and questioning, that the habits and the conditions are seen more and more and more, is pointing right back to this, right back to what's happening, right back to what's going on, rather than a projection into this imagined wonderful enlightenment in the future where you're holier than holy on a cloud looking down at others. It's pointing back to actually what's going on, what's happening in that system, what's happening in that experience. What is the suffering that's happening? What is the seeking that's happening? What's it covering up? What's being run away from? So it's not a achieving or a attaining of something. Complete opposite. Complete opposite. Because there's nothing that's ever been needed. We believe we need something. We believe if we have this thing, if we have that person, if we have this experience, then that's never been true. Never. The experience even highlights that you've thought you've wanted something so desperately, and then you managed to attain it, and it's not been it. It can't be it. Whatever it is will always be a form, and forms can't be fulfilling, because what you are is beyond form, beyond limitation, beyond change, beyond pleasure. And therefore no one pleasure can ever satisfy. Can ever be it. You are it. This is it. Only this dream you seems to cloud the experience. But this isn't about getting rid of that dream you, that dream character. It's more about seeing through it, or seeing it for what it is. And that can only really happen when this seeing of what you are is when this waking up happens. Then the character just is the character, but it's no longer who you are. It's no longer truth. No longer so important. What it's doing, where it's heading. Because it can't go anywhere. There is nowhere better. And better is imagined. Okay, so let's just have a look on Skype. So if you'd like to call and speak to me, then you can. Just message me on Skype saying you'd like to speak. Yeah. It might be nerve-wracking to call in and speak on the internet. But just bear in mind that like we're all in this together. Like it's not like everyone's watching you and you're, you know, on your own. Like we're all in this together. We don't know what will be spoken. I don't know what to speak either. So it's not as if there's any kind of like higher or lower position. It's just a naked vulnerability of not knowing and just speaking and seeing what happens. Because of my new camera, it gives it a wide angle. My breasts look really big, but they aren't that big in real life. They're not small either, but they're not so big as the camera's portraying them to be. It's the camera. It's the camera angle. just check on Skype. No questions. Just sit for a few minutes more and then. I forgot about Skype. Oh, funny. Hi, Andre. Yes. You can call. I shall call you. Let me think. On my phone, I guess. Accept. I am calling you Andrea. I think it's Andrea. Andrea is not online. Okay. I'll just try again. Maybe you weren't ready. Oh, you were typing. Let's see. Oh, let me try again. I shall try again. Okay. Maybe you should call me instead. Hello. My speaker is off. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I can. Yeah, I've just put on the audio rather than the video.
Yes.
And have you muted?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Have you muted the audio on the stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've stopped.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Hi.
That's great. Hi. Sorry for I just saw a disturbance.
Oh no, that's okay.
Yeah, quite nicely meditating when I said that.
Is your name Andrea?
Andre, yes.
Andre, okay. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, I just wanted it's more like I just wanted to quickly share how it's recently been with my experience and to potentially hear from what your thoughts could be about it.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what's been happening is that like when I hear you and other teachers speaking on duality and all that,
Sorry about that.
on hold, or?
I had another phone call, but it's fine. I've cancelled it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, just it's really been resonating with me.
Yeah.
And somehow I have a strong sense of that that I'm not really the idea that I have of me.
Yeah.
However, it's still here. Like the identification with Andre and the idea and all that, it's still here and it's still strong. But the sense, this
Sorry again.
so here. So it's been quite confusing.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's confusing in a way that through the day and through when sometimes I'm motivated to do some things, and sometimes that motivation is not there anymore. And I think it's been sort of not a reflection, or is it a consequence of this confusion? So it feels like, as you were talking before, it's been a little bit gradual, like thinning out of this identification, but it's still here. That's the thing that I wanted maybe to hear from you. If you, how can I put it into words? I think you understand.
I think so.
What is the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want it to not be there. You want it to be. I don't know how you imagine it to be, but you want it to be not the way it is.
Yeah, it's not. It's somehow there is somehow there is the wanting it not to be the way it is. Yeah, because it feel good. It should be confused, right? But then there's also there's somehow an acceptance of it.
Yeah.
Just
how
like
does sorry.
roller coaster. Sometimes more one side, and sometimes more the other.
Yeah.
And sort of come back and forth, sort of this. This back and forth movement.
Yeah,
it's been like that. It's been like that for a while. It feels like it's not getting anywhere. If there is some place to get, more you say as well, right?
Yeah. Well, that is part of the seeking, wanting it to be different than the way it is, for it to move to another place or the next stage, or wanting something else than what is happening. But then you say there's an acceptance that comes as well, this sense of everything is perfect the way it is. This openness to what is, this radical acceptance, which isn't a personal acceptance, you saying I'm going to accept it. It's more of a natural openness to what is happening.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that is right.
And it keeps going from that over to seeking, wanting more, resistant, closed, looking in time for a better future. Yeah.
Yes, goals. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that will.
And there is no like Like there is no like steps to. Oh, I've lost the connection. Hang on a minute. Connection lost. Oh, can you still hear me? Okay.
Trying to do that.
Yeah. You're back now. Yeah. So there is no like practice or steps I can offer to make it swing fully to acceptance and fully to openness. Like really, that's the way it already is. But it just this habitual identification and habitual seeking and limitation keeps appearing and keeps being believed in to be true and real, and it creates this sense of narrowness and uncomfortableness. But the whole time that's happening, the whole time that is there, I've really lost you now, but I'll keep talking anyway. So the whole time that is there happening, there's also this acceptance, this freedom that isn't affected by it, isn't trying to accept, isn't trying to allow. It just is allowance, it just is acceptance. It's not tied up in that appearance of contraction, that appearance of seeking for something else. Yeah, it just went off. Yeah, thank you, Andre. But yeah, this is just the way it is, the way it seems to happen. This contraction and this opening, this flip-flopping. But this flip is happening in the flop, or is it flop happening in the flip? Like it's like you've not lost anything when there's flipping. It's impossible. So if flip's happening and there's contraction and there's discomfort and there's seeking, it's never going to arrive at flop. Flop always is. But there can be a reduction of this flipping. Flop is not lost. Flop can't be lost in the presence of flip. Sorry, I'll forget that we're talking. Flip flop. This is it, basically. And even when that sense of being a person is there, this is it. And it can't go anywhere. It can't lead to anything. You can't get lost. Only the person gets lost. Only the person is lost in its own dream. What you are beyond that is free, always. It can't not be. And this is the waking up to what you are. The person can't become aware of flop. The person can't wake up. But what you are is awake already. And this illusion of flop, well, no, flip, isn't it? This illusion of you being someone who's lost and contracted and all this kind of seeking going on isn't who you are. Isn't who you are. But when it feels like that, it does feel very real. It does feel very tight and uncomfortable. So I don't mean to disregard any pain that brings up, but it's just not true. Not true. Thank you, Andre, for your question. Thank you for calling in as well. I really, I've not had a call for a while, so it's very nice to speak and hear. Sorry, got lost. Got cut off. Okay, so thank you for joining the stream. Thank you, Andre, for calling in. Thank you. And I am back next week, so I shall speak then again. Have a good week. Okay, lots of love. Bye.